You know how we deal with it. This thing called change. I mean, change is every day. That's what they keep telling us. And if you're like me, it's not easy embracing the unexpected. Oh, I had a bad one yesterday. Whoo, it was a bad one. Big day of change, and no matter how much I wrote, I felt like I was digging the hole even deeper. Now, the experts say there are 12 things that we can do to adjust to these changes. Accepting is rule number 1. A tough walk, because it's happening and you're part of the change. Something else that we can do? Pacing. Pacing yourself out one step at a time. Don't rush into the change. Pace yourself out. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Be open and be very honest, not negative. In every moment of change, there's also an opportunity waiting for you. Accept everything that is new, that is moving to you. It's part of the change. Learning how to recognize what's triggering you. I once had a radio station general manager tell me that if I don't like change, he'll show me the door. It didn't change me. I just stayed away from the decision maker and his team of wave makers. Find your routine and don't make any quick decisions that could infect your truer calling. Let the change move through you. Don't let it anger you. Just be open and be very free. Hey, it's Arrow. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer, the silent wolf. I stand on the sidelines and I observe. Things that go right or wrong, you learn from. You create conversations. You study. You listen. You become a part of it. This is The Daily Mess. Locating the strength to be visible in a very invisible world. If you aren't running for a political role, touring the globe on a massive music stage while trying to fall in love with a Super Bowl champion, the idea of gaining access to being an influencer or a leader sounds more like the whispers of silence. If heard, seen, and or experienced once, what are the chances that those who have fallen witness to what you have given them, that they'll come back? I spoke with another podcaster last week about what we listen for as real people. She admitted that she's got 9 different podcasts on her listening list. When it comes to binge watching TV, my wife and I, we have a journal that is stacked with pages of TV shows that we're watching, have watched, or want to watch. The reality of streaming podcasts and television shows, the actors and voices are making nearly next to nothing when it comes to money. Locating the strength to be visible in a very invisible world. This is when most wanting attention attempt to pull off a stunt to get people talking. It's not a challenge, but an expectation we place on our creative selves. And in the end, the invisible can become silence on the path. Look at that one more time. Locating the strength to be visible in a very invisible world. How present do you want to be? So many people say, I would rather just be happy just staying in my house and never going outside again. Others like to buy things to show off their fashion or what they're eating. They like to take pictures of everything and quickly post them. But are you truly being visible inside an invisible world? And the reason why I keep saying invisible is because there is so much out there that basically you're Waldo in the center of that crowd. How far do you want to take it? Because to make yourself visible is going to require time, energy, and probably money. And do you have it? And if you don't, what are you willing to lose? Because to stay visible, it comes with a cost. The question is, what are you willing to invest? It's there. You can reach for it, but how are you going to maintain it and keep it? Because once you find fame, things change. I just had an interview this morning with Sarah Wayne Callies. We talked about the fame factor of a television show that she was part of, Prison Break. And when things started to turn into that famous role, how it changed them as a human being. And is that something that you're prepared for? And the way that you do that is I keep a daily journal. I also have a defrag journal. You're always asking questions and questioning answers, and you're preparing yourself for those moments where you're going to have a valley floor. The strength to be visible in a very invisible world. I'm Arrow, and that's The Daily Mess.